Welcome back to the Epic Man podcast, the show about the wildest news in entertainment and culture and everything else in between. I'm Josiah, and with me today I have my two friends and epic co-hosts, Ben and Mike. How are you guys doing today?
Doing good. You said you had to mention everything else in there because there's not a whole lot.
There's not a whole lot.
Realm at all.
I'm doing good.
Pretty slow week.
Yeah, it's been a slow week. You know, there's some highlights. Big highlight for me. I didn't have the beer bug.
Well
Not
done.
a big highlight for
Well
me.
done.
I did.
Could you imagine?
Imagine
getting
being one of those people.
One of those people.
Just
one of the
imagine
only
it.
people. One of the only people that gets it. In
One of the only
entire
people.
State.
That's right. That's right.
How was your experience with the beer bug there, Benny Boo?
It wasn't great. It wasn't great. Not at all.
See,
Still
the thing
isn't
is,
great.
I don't know. I don't know if we've had the corona in our house or not, because my wife has been kind of sick throughout this week. She's had aches and a headache and everything else. I don't know if she had it, if she got it from Ben. Maybe she did. I don't know. Maybe.
Probably. Knowing
probably.
Ben, he's a carrier monkey.
And I've had like a dull headache and stuff throughout a lot of this week as well. And I had a little bit of a fever a couple of days ago.
What?
But I mean, I'm doing fine. So
I got tested and they said negative, and I was like, I'm good. Plus,
the truth is, it can affect literally every person differently, which is the crazy part.
Plus,
exactly.
When I think I had it before it was like a big thing, I was sicker than a mofo, and I was like, this is the worst thing ever. I'm gonna die. And
I remember that. Yeah,
I got better, and I didn't cry about it. I didn't just abandon my friends and stop talking to everyone around me.
No, you and I actually went and saw Joker when you were getting sick. So
that was really smart.
Well, you know, Ben, I didn't at the time, nobody really knew what was happening, and somehow I managed to go see a movie with my friends and didn't abandon everyone that I love and care about.
Mike was like, you know what, I'm sick, I'm struggling,
just gonna do it,
but
I'm gonna do it. We're gonna go for
it. Friends are important, you know. Friends are
they are.
I mean, I can imagine it probably would have been a little easier had I only just called from the internet and met with somebody virtually. But, you know, listen, everyone's affected differently. I heard from a reliable source that everyone is affected differently by this. So,
from an expert, I would say. Ben, where the frick did you go?
I just had to leave for a second because...
Ben, you don't get to leave for a second during the podcast.
That completely oh my gosh, that completely just screws me up too when I have to put this video together. But that's fine. It's no big deal. Yeah, I mean, and that's the thing too, is like people can get tested and it might be an inaccurate test as well.
Yeah,
you know?
But they would have to. Me and my wife would both have to have been inaccurate.
True. Which is,
so,
you know,
I like to.
You probably didn't get it. You probably didn't get it. You guys are probably fine. So
yeah, Ben couldn't infect me with his gross diseases.
He tried.
I'm sorry,
but
I did.
That's really why
hard.
Ben wanted to come over that night and play Dungeons and Dragons, was because he wanted to try to sabotage us all. But
that's his whole goal in life.
Ben, why do you keep on looking over there? Are you looking at a demon or something?
No, I was looking at my child.
Sleep paralysis demon.
Child or a demon, one or the other.
Hello, child.
Say hi, Red.
This is totally throwing everything. We're just throwing monkey races.
Yeah, we're just going.
Back.
We're just.
I mean, this is just
Ben procreated. That's the thing.
Yeah,
Ben had a child.
There you go.
I did have a child.
There's
and
another
now
one of those
officially on camera for the first time in his entire life.
That's true. He's never been on camera before.
So.
Instance.
I mean, the most fascinating news of this entire week to me was the entertainment news.
Well, it's kind of entertaining.
Well, it was entertaining to find out about it.
It was entertaining to me.
Super entertaining.
It is. I mean, it's fantastic. It is
fantastic
absolutely
news.
Fantastic. This was trending on Twitter this week because apparently a lot of people found out about this at the same time that I did. There is this beetle out there, okay? And it's called the diabolical ironclad beetle. Now, if that isn't the coolest name for a beetle of all time,
And
I don't know what it is.
I mean, and once you read about it, you realize it's like the coolest beetle of all time.
It really is. I mean,
Mike, did you know that this beetle was run over by a 2,500 pound SUV and it was scratchless? It was totally fine. Walked it off. Scratchless.
Wow.
If that's not incredible, I don't know what is. Did you know, Mike, that apparently this beetle is like the amount of force needed to. Okay, Mike, the amount of force needed to crush this beetle is like if a human was crushed by like multiple blue whales. I think it's like 10 blue whales. That's how much you would need to crush.
You're saying
the
that they put him in something and put that much pressure on him until he died.
They might have, which is disgusting, but it's science.
I'm trying to find it here because like there was something that said that if it was like compared to like a human, it would be like if a human could withstand 38 million tons, I believe.
Sounds about right.
I'm trying to find the actual facts here for that, but
I'm just sad that Mike doesn't have any sort of respect or interest in this incredible creature.
I have a lot of respect for being able to get run over by a car and survive. I really do.
It's actually kind of cool because like the wing blades kind of have like fused together. It can't even like fly or use wings or anything like that. Like it just walks around, does this thing, and is pretty much invincible to everything.
Yeah, and it lives for like 8 years.
Eats grass.
That's crazy. So apparently they're actually now like studying how like it's how like the shell on it works and stuff, and they're going to be trying to figure out how they can implement that into like materials that we use for like
I was gonna say I bet you
and all of that type of stuff.
I was gonna say I bet you they'll use some sort of scientific research there to try to find like more things for like bulletproof type stuff. Which
I mean they've been doing that already with like even like spider web material, which is really cool. They've been figuring out how to like use that to kind of like create even like bulletproof type stuff, and there's a lot of really interesting stuff that they're doing because like spider webs are actually like insanely strong.
Tensile strength of those things is nuts.
So they're like trying to figure out how they can use that to create like new materials and stuff. So like you could literally be like the most bulletproof person of all time someday.
We could build a giant like building and we could put Ben in it, and then he would never get corona again because he would be stuck inside this crush-proof, bulletproof thing.
And I would just die of loneliness and starvation.
That could withstand 10 blue whales. Ben, we could drop 9 blue whales on top of you. And
I would hate you if you dropped 9 blue whales on there because 9 blue whales are pretty much endangered, and they're beautiful creatures, and I would not want them to be dropped on a building.
You know, it's not a beautiful creature apparently. The beetle that they squashed.
No, that is a beautiful creature too. That's awesome.
Well, apparently not beautiful enough to not get squished.
They like ran it over and it did nothing to it.
Yeah, they're like, hey, check this out. Watch this.
Still good.
Listen, I'm good, but could you not do that, please? And they're like, listen, man, it's for science.
Okay, it's actually according to this article that I'm looking at. Thanks to, let's see here. The bug can survive being crushed by roughly 39,000 times its own body weight, or roughly the equivalent of a human bearing up under the weight of 125 blue whales.
125, Mike.
125.
So we'll drop.
Yeah, we're gonna need a lot more
blue whales.
Think about it.
We're gonna need a lot more blue whales then.
It's science, Ben. We got to wipe out the blue whales.
Are there even 125 blue whales alive?
I don't know. You know, Ben seems to be the expert on blue whales. So.
Yeah, there's not a lot. I don't know.
That's actually really sad.
It is.
Whales
are beautiful,
amazing,
dude. And
I would love to see a whale someday. I haven't seen it before.
So it looks like adult blue whales weigh from anywhere from 110,000 pounds to 330,000 pounds.
Dang.
There are 25,000 blue whales.
There's plenty.
We have plenty to throw on top of them. We have plenty. Just stack them up like cordwood. Just drop them one after another on top of Ben.
Wow.
I'm just saying. Listen, it's for science.
I mean,
get a beetle.
It's for science.
Get your beetle armor, and we just throw stuff
your
at you.
Beetle armor. Let's go, Ben.
Let's go. Let's get
do
this
it until I get crushed to death.
Ben, we don't want to crush you.
Elon Musk could probably help us get that done if we.
I don't want to. I don't want to. I'd just take me. You know what? Crush me with something besides the blue whales.
And I have connections with Elon Musk. So.
Yeah.
Oh, do you?
Speaking of Elon Musk, did you hear what he did with the new Tesla? Did you hear the price? $69,420. The dude.
That's incredible.
Insane. And not only that, but if you take all the names of all the model numbers of his Tesla, S3XY, sexy. Wow. And he did this on purpose, playing the long game with everybody.
Elon Musk is an absolute mad lad genius.
Dude,
he really
he's
is.
Out of control. And it's the best
really
way.
Funny because there were so many people that got super offended when he changed the price to $69,420. They were
so expensive, though,
offended by it. It was hilarious. It's like. Guys, come on, just loosen up a little bit here. Come on,
have a little fun. Honestly, that's pretty funny. No matter how it's not exactly like the highest level of maturity, but at this point, I don't really care. It's just funny.
Yeah, exactly.
Like I'll laugh at that. I think it's funny.
People just need to stop being so serious. People need
to
pull those sticks out of their butts and throw them away.
Throw them away.
Throw them in the fire. Throw them in the furnace. Get rid of them. Get rid of those sticks, people.
Dude, speaking of Elon Musk and Teslas, I need a Cybertruck.
Yes.
Those things are so sweet.
Yes.
So
cool. Yeah.
They're pretty
I've been mocked and ridiculed for thinking that they're the coolest thing in the world, but those things are so cool.
They look like they're straight out of Blade Runner.
I literally drew something that looked exactly like that truck when I was a child.
So cool.
So
that's the thing that I like about Elon Musk is that he is a nerd. He's like a total nerd, and he loves the sci-fi type stuff and all that.
Being a meme review for PewDiePie and like all kinds of stuff.
Yeah,
Yeah,
he's a
dope.
The only thing I'm worried about with a Cybertruck is if somebody tries to shoot it at me through the window because
I thought they're bulletproof.
The thing that I'm looking forward to is whenever Elon Musk creates like the Westworld and stuff so that we can go play cowboys.
Yeah.
Wow.
And then those AI take over the world like he kept warning everybody.
Although, to be honest, if I was going to pick, like if he was going to take like a certain time era to create like a simulation out of, he should do like the medieval ages because that'd be just amazing.
That would be
if I could be in a simulation and not die, then I would pick the medieval ages.
Well, Westworld was supposed. I don't know if you guys have seen Westworld, the show, or anything.
It's a fascinating show. I haven't seen. I think I've seen the first few episodes of season 1.
Like people weren't really supposed to die in that. Like it was supposed to be a thing where like people went there and they could do whatever the heck they wanted, and they could kill like other they could kill the robots if they wanted to, and not have to worry about anything because nothing would actually hurt you and stuff.
It's a lawless
then some of the robots started to wake up and realize, hey, you know what? I don't really like being abused and killed and stuff. So
it's the same. It's the same concept as Blade Runner as well, with like the replicants and stuff. I mean, like because replicants are used as slave labor. Yeah, and then they reach a certain point where they're like, I feel like we're like real people. Yeah.
Hey, I'm a person. And they're like, you're not a person. Stop.
Yeah, and then they just go freaking kill the people that created them, and that's like the whole idea, which I've always thought was fascinating. It's all really good. And I honestly think that if we did something like that, that's exactly how it would turn out. We'd make we'd make artificial intelligence that's too intelligent, and then we would pay the price for it, and that's exactly what happens. I don't know if you've ever seen Ex Machina, but that movie's incredible. That's another great example.
Terrifying
of that.
It's a fantastic movie.
So good.
Very good movie. Yeah.
Yeah. Yep. So like I don't know, like that would be really cool if like we could all just go play as like knights and stuff and some some
Ben
fake
walking
world.
around in his beetle armor. I'm like, dude,
right.
Legit.
Beetle armor.
Make this work.
They can call me Beetle Boy.
Oh, God, don't do that, please. Oh, jeez.
Beetle Boy.
Beetle Boy sounds like a superhero.
Beetle Boy.
Beetle Boy.
Speaking of superheroes.
Here we go.
I got some news that I'm kind of excited about.
Let's hear Mike's very, very fascinating news.
Listen, I think this is fascinating. Ben got to talk about Resident Evil. I get to talk about this. Every week, somebody gets to talk about something.
That's right.
Jared Leto is confirmed to be back in Justice League, the Snyder Cut.
What?
I am very excited.
What?
Listen,
Mike, that's incredible.
That is so cool.
All I'm saying is Zack Snyder is taking the DCEU back, and he's going to make it his own, and it's going to work.
I'm not going to lie. I'm a huge Zack Snyder fan. Huge fan of Zack Snyder's movies as well. I also was very excited about that news when it broke because I'm already excited for the Snyder Cut. I'm pretty sure you are as well, Mike, because the original Justice League that
I'm very excited.
Joss Whedon crapped all over was not good. So, and there was a lot of really just terrible behind the scenes drama in that, and it's just a big old mess. But yeah, I mean, I know Josiah wasn't a huge fan of Batman v Superman. I know there's a lot of people who aren't. The Ultimate Edition is really good. If you've never seen it, I'd say give it a watch.
That's what literally everyone tells me.
It is literally night and day.
Sitting at my house, and I'm waiting for Josiah to come over one day. I'm just gonna put it on. He's just gonna have to watch it.
It sounds horrible to me because it's like it's Batman v Superman, but more. And
it's Batman v Superman, but 3 hours long. But hear me out here. It's literally the movie feels shorter than the original version of the movie. Like this longer extended version, coherent because it makes sense and it's better.
Oh, so the original doesn't make sense? Is that what you're saying?
Doesn't make as much sense as this Ultimate Edition.
No, they edited it badly.
Yeah,
it was terribly edited.
It's a shitty movie.
He was like
when
that is not what that means.
When you watch the Ultimate Edition, Josiah, you're like, why did they cut this stuff that they put back in there?
I mean, I was thinking that when I was watching the theatricals, like I feel like there's crap missing here, you know?
Yeah,
and there is. Yes. There was crap missing.
There is. I didn't deny that.
I don't like your usage of the word crap. I think it's unfair.
It is unfair because I
think it's baseless. Listen, the movie was way better than everybody gave it credit for.
It was.
And then literally we got Captain Marvel that made like $1 billion. And I'm like, you're going to sit there and say that this movie was better than Batman vs. Superman?
I didn't like Captain Marvel either. I didn't like Captain Marvel either.
Yeah, I know.
I don't know what point you're trying to make here.
I'm just saying, if you had to watch one or the other, which one would you rather watch?
Between those two?
He'd probably pick Captain Marvel.
I would rather die than watch those two, to be honest.
Well, that's a little bit dramatic. But
you know what? That's a little extreme.
Yeah.
Either way,
I would rather
Jared Leto's coming back.
Go back to watch either of those movies.
See, okay,
Jared Leto is coming back. This is exciting.
The cult boy returns. Honestly, I'm more excited for his Morbius movie than this whole Justice League, whatever they're doing with that. I'm so hyped for Morbius. I'm so hyped for that movie. I like Jared Leto. I actually am. I'm a pretty big fan of his acting and stuff. I think that
he's a great actor.
Done a great job. I am not a fan of his Joker.
He's crazy.
Though.
I am a fan of his Joker. I think his Joker was underused.
I actually liked his Joker.
Man, he was so cringe. In Suicide Squad, he was the cringiest character in that entire movie.
Ben and Mike hot take coming you guys' way.
Yep.
I think Jared Leto's Joker is extremely underrated.
I agree.
I think he was a fresh take on the character. I feel like everybody gets so hyped about the Joker, just like they get hyped about like the Punisher. They're like, yeah, the Joker's so badass, bro. The Joker's so cool. And then they're like, Jared Leto's Joker is like not cool. And I'm like, yeah, because he's a guy that thinks he's a clown.
Okay, look. This would be the equivalent of being like someone making their own version of the Punisher as some dude who wears like pink skulls and is a complete fruitcake, and then them being like, oh, but he's such a different take on the character. Look how awesome he is. That it just doesn't work.
Except
Jared Leto is a fruitcake when he's Joker. He's a fruitcake Joker.
Except
he's good.
Except
he's cringe.
No. Except no. You're wrong.
Except you're wrong.
Well,
you got to have the Beetle.
Good points there.
You don't get to have this.
It's okay.
You have the Beetle. You don't get to have. Listen, playing.
I gave him a chance. I was open-minded. I was actually excited about him going into the movie. I was like, oh, okay, he looks like he's a different take on the character. That's kind of cool. And then
that's exactly what he was.
Yeah, I know, but he was a terrible different take on the character. He showed up on the screen, and he was in some weird, like jazzy strip club. I don't know what he's in. And then he's like touching people's faces and being all weird and stuff. And it's like, this is Joker? What?
Yeah.
What?
Listen, that's what Joker does. He touches people. It makes people uncomfortable. That was kind of the point.
Dude,
it was supposed to make you feel uncomfortable.
He's like a metrosexual Joker, and it just does not work.
I think it works.
Imagine a Joker that was born in this time, grew up at the same time that we did, and lived in this modern.
You mean a millennial Joker?
And you're going to tell me that dude wouldn't be
right.
Like this?
You're
telling me that a millennial Joker would not look exactly like this Joker?
Okay, you make a point. You make a good point.
Just saying. Maybe the cringe is supposed to be there.
Well, I mean, maybe.
Do we ever stop to think maybe the cringe was
maybe we just gotta embrace the cringe. This is 2020.
I'm excited about it.
It's the same way I actually like Margot Robbie's Harley Quinn as well. I think she's excellent.
Oh, okay. Look, she's fantastic.
Yeah, but she's fantastic.
She is.
Have you guys seen her movie?
No.
Okay, well you should watch
her
movie.
She does a lot of movies, so
I'm by that
I'm trying to figure out what movie you're talking about.
I meant the Birds of Prey movie. I actually enjoyed that movie far more than I enjoyed that movie far more than I thought I would.
I went and saw it in theaters, and I gotta say, Margot Robbie is once again fantastic as Harley Quinn. Yeah. I did not like the rest of that movie. I loved Huntress. I thought Huntress was awesome.
Huntress is great, dude.
I loved Margot Robbie's Harley Quinn. I love Rosie Perez as an actress, and I've been a big fan of her. But my gosh, she's so old. And watching her run around with her bad knees trying to fight crime, I was like, what is happening right now? Harley Quinn doing flips and stuff, and Rosie Perez is like executing dudes at like point blank range with a revolver. And you're like, man, I kind of want to go back to the fun, cool, stylistic thing in this. And then also, Mike Hot Take coming in here.
Oh boy,
Ewan McGregor.
Oh, I loved him so much. He was so good, dude.
Ben, I don't know if you know this.
Oh my gosh,
Mike is a huge
I do not like him as an actor.
Of Ewan McGregor.
Mike, that is so sad. That is so. He's so good. Do you like hate Obi-Wan Kenobi or something?
Yes. Yes,
dude, Obi-Wan is literally
Ewan McGregor's. He's Obi-Wan Kenobi.
Literally one of the best characters in Star Wars.
I literally don't like Ewan McGregor as Obi-Wan Kenobi.
Why? Okay, Mike.
Mike, you make me sad.
Why don't you like Ewan McGregor?
Is it because he's Scottish, Mike?
Oh, I like lots of Scottish people. No, I have nothing against Scots. I like Scots. I don't know. It's just something about the guy.
Really? That's kind of like me and Mark Wahlberg. Like, there's something about Mark Wahlberg that absolutely irritates the living.
Same. I'd agree with you on that, Mark.
And Wahlberg, I don't even know exactly what it is, because he's not a terrible actor or anything. There's just something about him that when he shows up on screen, I just get really angry on the inside.
Same though. I mean,
it's the same way.
Yeah. That's so weird.
The only time I can ever take Mark Wahlberg seriously is when he's playing a dad in like a family comedy. Right. Then I like Mark Wahlberg. But every single other role with Mark
Wahlberg to be your dad, Ben.
No, there's other people I'd pick before
he's
him,
like
Hugh Jackman.
He's a dad. I'd want him to be my dad. Well, that's fair.
Yeah,
but I don't know. I'm just not a fan. I've just never been a big fan of Ewan McGregor.
So sad.
And what's weird is, I'm not a big fan of Ben Affleck. Ben Affleck is the lowest person on my list of people that I like or don't like. I do not like Ben Affleck.
I think Ben Affleck's great. I think his Batman
I don't like to watch his movies. Wait.
Really?
I'm getting there. I loved Ben Affleck's Batman.
Yeah, same.
I sat down one day when they revealed who the new Batman was, and I said to my wife, as long as it's not Ben Affleck, I'll probably be happy with whoever they pick. And I literally said that and then watched it as Ben Affleck, and I screamed, and I was very upset. And then I watched the movie, and I walked away, and I said, wow, Ben Affleck killed it as Batman. He is one of my favorite Batman.
He did a good job.
Portrayals.
He is my favorite Batman.
Isn't that funny, though, how mad people were when they found out that Ben Affleck was going to play? I remember that. I remember how outraged everyone was that he was going to be playing Batman. Which
is so dumb, because like
so weird.
It's the same with people who are getting upset about Robert Pattinson being Batman. Our Pats is a very, very talented actor. Yeah. And he has a very, very good repertoire of film. Mm-hmm. And I think he is going to be very, very good as Batman. But there are still people who see him as the Twilight vampire guy, which is just a very unfair way to look at it, because even he hates this performance as Twilight. As what's his name? Edward.
Yeah.
He hates Twilight. He hates.
Don't act like you didn't
Edward.
know his name immediately.
I've watched all the Twilight movies, Mike.
I know you have. I absolutely know you have been. I'm not surprised.
Ben's got all the shirtless posters of Jacob and everything.
Jacob all over my wall. You can't see it here, but
Ben hides his posters so that we don't all know, but we know.
Exactly. I don't know if I've told you guys the story or not, but I actually had a friend who was a big fan of the Twilight movies. And so for Christmas, I think it might have been Joseph and I, but we went and we bought a poster of Jacob the werewolf, and he's like all shirtless and he's glistening in the moonlight and stuff, and we gave it to him for a Christmas present, and yeah, that was a good time. That was really funny.
Remember that.
Wow.
Yeah,
good time. Jeez. No, dude.
By the way,
the thing is, he
Ben.
probably hung it up on his wall. Not gonna lie.
Yeah,
knowing him,
Ben.
yeah, probably.
Did you hang it up, Ben?
Yeah. No, but in regards to like Robert Pattinson being Batman, I think it's the same type of thing with Ben Affleck. There's outrage that I think is unwarranted, and I think they're both going to bring their own take. I know Ben Affleck already did, but I think Robert Pattinson's going to do the same thing. It's going to be great. I love the trailer alone. I mean, that Batman trailer was incredible.
Fantastic.
No, the
I
trailer was
love
great.
the
and
atmosphere.
Paul Dano as the Riddler is just perfect casting. I think everybody is cast really well in that movie.
Oh yeah,
so.
yeah.
The only thing I don't understand is Penguin. I'm like, why cast Colin Farrell and then make him like super fat and then make him look nothing like Colin Farrell? Like, I'm like, I get it when actors disappear in the roles. I'm just like,
I think it's because he's a very good actor. I think they think he'll play the role well. I think that's really the biggest reason. That's at least the way I saw it. Maybe not because of his appearance, but like, hey, he could play this role really well.
Well, they did
do this stuff.
I guess they kind of did the same thing with what was his name? The guy that played Winston Churchill in that one movie.
Gary Oldman.
Yeah.
Gary Oldman. Yeah, they did kind of the same thing with him, and he was fantastic in that movie. He did a fantastic job.
Well, Gary Oldman's amazing actor.
Yeah, he is. So, he is.
Yeah.
Have you ever seen The Accountant with Ben Affleck, Mike?
It's really good.
That is
got John Bernthal in it.
Did you want to refer back to my previous statement about Ben Affleck?
Okay,
the thing is,
you should watch The Accountant, because that is probably my favorite movie that Ben Affleck has acted in. I think he did an amazing job in that movie, and it is a really good movie.
He is very good.
I am so happy for you.
No, you should definitely watch it. I'll tell you what. I'll watch the whatever Master Ultimate Edition, whatever it's called.
Don't do this. Don't do this.
Batman v Superman.
If you do this,
if you watch The Accountant with me.
Don't do this.
I will watch
the last person that made a bet with me about something if I watched movies. I got bet something about the Harry Potter films, and they're like, if you watch all of those, I'll do something. I binged them all in a week. I watched them all right away, and I was like, now you got to own up to this. So if you make this deal, you gotta pony up the dough.
On it.
I will literally come over and watch the Batman v Superman Ultimate Edition with you, because I haven't seen it in like 2 years. So
there you go.
I will literally.
Yeah, but that means you have to come over to my house, Ben.
Yeah, and he might get his corona everywhere, So
that's what I'm saying. Last time I saw you, you had corona and you were spreading your disease like wildfire across the state of Michigan.
Wow.
I don't know.
Ben is a super spreader. No, I'm just kidding.
SMA.
No, actually, Ben and I were talking about it when you were trying to figure out your technical difficulties, Mike, but
I don't know what you're talking about.
I really want to play Dungeons and Dragons again. I don't know, like we should try to figure out a time to do that, because
Dungeons that's so and Dragons.
I'm all for it. I love playing Dungeons and Dragons with you guys.
Hey, maybe we can do a game sometime and make a podcast episode series out of that too. That'd be kind of fun.
I mean, I would be all for it. I just need Ben to calm himself down, like, I don't know, 13 notches.
Dude, Francis can't calm down. Dude, Francis has no,
especially around Hal. Like there is no calming down with Francis around Hal. Let me tell you.
I also need Ben to not have corona when he comes back over.
Well, you should be
kind of important.
You should be kind of in the clear now, right?
I'm pretty much good now. Yeah,
pretty much good.
Pretty much good now. Pretty much good.
Unfortunately,
I'm pretty much not a super spreader anymore. Like,
I've been told that I should be non-contagious at this point, but some of the symptoms do last. So I'm still pretty tired all the time. But
well, that's just always been. That's just what you are. I was gonna say that's you're always
not
tired,
different,
bro.
Tired. But like me, that's normally tired, but worse. So very tired.
So very, very, very tired.
Very tired. And I have headaches a lot. But
once again, that's just been.
So
listen,
speaking of tired,
yes,
there was they released the first trailer for Raya and the Last Dragon this week.
I don't know what that has to do with being tired.
I don't know either, but it's a good segue, right?
No, it was a terrible segue.
Speaking of tired, check out this new Disney movie.
I actually
really enjoyed the trailer. I
think the whole concept, like if you read the synopsis, is really good, and it reminds me a lot of I was getting a lot of Avatar vibes from that trailer. A lot of Avatar vibes, like Avatar,
like the Blue Alien.
No, like Avatar? the good Avatar. Avatar: The Last Airbender.
Because I tell you what, I like the Blue Alien Avatar quite a bit. I'm a fan.
My wife does too, and I don't
killing Mike on the inside right now. I said that.
You're killing me on the inside too, because I just don't like it.
Oh man,
they had sex with a tree. They had sex with a tree,
cool.
bro.
That's pretty cool.
No, that's not cool.
Wait, so you're telling me, Mike, if you didn't have that opportunity, you wouldn't do it?
You want to have sex with the tree, Mike?
No!
Come on.
No!
Everyone would be into that.
Man,
are we going to get flagged on YouTube for this?
You see the back of your skull? I want you to stick it into a tree and you get to make it look like you're having sex with it. I'd be like, no, man, I'm good. I want to pass. They're like, hey, listen, would you like to be inside of this blue alien and then go have tree sex? I'd be like, if that's what you're leading with, I want to.
Someone gave me that opportunity, else. I'd probably take it. Not gonna lie.
Listen, I don't know. Listen, Josiah, what you do.
And there goes Mike.
But yeah, Raya and the Last Dragon.
Yeah, I think it looks really cool. And the animation once again is beautiful, but we don't expect anything less from Disney at this point. Yeah, I mean the animation is very beautiful.
You don't?
So. Yeah, I just hope it's better than Moana. That's all that I'm hoping.
Okay.
What?
I'm gonna need you to shut that slander away from here.
You don't get to do that either. Listen, Moana was fantastic.
Moana is literally one of the best. Moana is literally one of the best Disney animated films that they have ever put out in their entire history.
It was pretty good.
One of my favorites of Disney movies.
It is absolutely one of my favorites. I think the characters and the story alone are just so good.
It's pretty good.
Guys,
it's pretty good.
I got a hot take for you.
Oh boy, here we go.
Moana's better than Beauty and the Beast.
At all.
You're not excited for this movie.
I would never say that. I would never say that.
You are not excited for this.
Is the best movie.
Why aren't you?
I'm not excited.
Raya and the Last Dragon. There are literally dragons in this movie. That should be
the dragons. The dragons literally sacrificed themselves to save the world.
Isn't that amazing? I mean, dragons sacrifice themselves to save humanity.
That's cool.
Are you two okay? Are you guys okay?
We just really love dragons,
look,
Mike.
I always get excited about dragons, no matter what it is.
Listen,
it doesn't matter.
I get excited about dragons too, but I don't know. It just I watched it and I was like, meh, okay. I think if it was Pixar, I'd be a little bit more excited because I know Pixar has great writing staff. But I don't know, man.
But Disney also made Frozen 2 and Moana, which are both excellently written movies.
Moana is lightning in a freaking bottle. And Frozen 1, I'm like, you know what? This isn't the most amazing movie ever, but I get why everybody's
Frozen.
And then they did Frozen 2, and I was like, you know what? I didn't like Frozen 2 as much as Frozen 1.
Oh my!
Really? Man, I like Frozen 2 so much more than
Frozen 2 developed those characters and gave them so much.
Frozen 2 felt like a complete deviation from Frozen 1, except they tried to rehash a bunch of the same songs. I would have liked Frozen 2 if Frozen 1 was like Frozen 2 first. Frozen 1 is literally a musical. Frozen 2 is like an action adventure. And I would have liked both to be action adventures or both to be musicals.
I would say Frozen. I would say Frozen is also an action adventure movie.
Is it though?
Yes,
it's pretty much a music.
There's an ice monster in the first one, wasn't there?
There was an ice monster. There was an evil villain dude that tried to take over an entire village.
That wasn't an evil villain dude. That was a weird like change at the last minute. Listen, I'm going to tell you this right now. I'm going to explain this to you really well, Ben. Right now, it is based on the Ice Queen. In the Ice Queen is the villain. Elsa was supposed to be the villain, and then they did test audience, like they did a test audience, and everybody was like, "I don't like that Elsa's a bad guy." So once they realized how marketable it was, and once they realized how big of a deal the one song that Elsa does was going to be, they completely scrapped that project and they made her a good guy.
And now Elsa's great.
No.
Yes,
Elsa's great in the first half of that movie.
Elsa is great in both
takes
movies.
A whole 180 turn to her whole personality. I would have preferred if Elsa was the bad guy, got redeemed at the end, and then I would have been very excited for Frozen 2. My favorite part of Frozen 2, favorite part of the whole movie, is Samantha joke with Olaf. That's it.
That joke and Olaf's narration is incredible.
I despise all of Olaf's narration.
No,
I didn't like him the whole rest of the movie.
So good.
Listen, I'm telling you, I'm throwing out hot takes like they're hot cakes. I got hot takes like Ben's got Corona. I'm telling you right now, I got them. I don't know. I watched the trailer and I wanted to be excited, but I wasn't. It felt like, I don't know. It just felt like they were trying too hard to be like, look how cool this is, guys.
Really? Huh.
I didn't think that at all. It just looked cool.
That's how it felt like to me. I
don't know. It was kind of cool because I kind of got like Tomb Raider vibes from it a little bit too, which was kind of yeah, which I thought
Tomb
was
Raider,
neat.
Avatar. It had a lot of my favorite stuff kind of just blended in there, and then there's also dragons. So
there's a cute little like hedgehog type looking
hedgehog armadillo thing.
Yeah, I don't know what that was, but it was cool.
No, Chuck or Buck or something. It's something cute. I don't know.
Listen, I'm glad you guys are excited. I really am. I feel you. I'm super happy for you guys. It just didn't do it for me, and I'm not that excited. I'll probably go see it because my kids will like it, but I'm not super pumped. Also, then I would never say that Moana is better than Beauty and the Beast because Beauty and the Beast is literally the best animated film of all time.
God tier animated.
It's untouchable.
No, the best animated film of all time, which is an anime film, is Your Name. There's literally no contest.
The best animated film of all time is Beauty and the Beast.
Your Name is a far deeper film than Beauty and the Beast is.
You know what? Your Name is a far deeper film than Your Name is.
Wow. That was a great take, Mike.
Yeah, it got deep in there. It got super meta.
Deep. No, that was your nameception.
Hot dang. Yeah. Listen, I'm just saying, I'm not that I want to be excited. I'm not a huge fan of some of the way Disney's been handling their stuff. Like
I agree.
Like if you watch the documentary on Frozen 2 and watch how rushed the project was and how many writers they had and how hard they worked to like crack that story, I feel like Frozen 2 could have been significantly better had Disney given them more time. They thought that they were going to originally like delay the project, and Disney was like, we don't make delays, so get it done. And I think that that's rough on writers, and I think that they wanted to tell a story, and I think the story could have been more fantastic had they had more time to work on it. Mm-hmm. But that's just me.
We'll never know.
No, I agree. I agree with that, actually. I don't know. Like, for me, I think that there definitely needs to be more grace for writers during the process of making
especially during crunch time. There definitely should be, because a lot of the time studios, especially big studios, really want to push their movie out right away, which we've seen big problems with that with big studios, not even just with movies, but like with the end of Game of Thrones and stuff, where it was just lazy writing because it was like, well, we got to get something out there, so let's like, and that was a far worse example of like just bad writing from a rushed staff. I mean, it was just bad. I mean, that was, but it's true. I mean, like you don't want people to get rushed. It's like good movies do take time, and I think that's the biggest thing there. But in the case of Frozen 2, I'm surprised because I thoroughly enjoyed that movie. I love that movie a lot, but I'm genuinely surprised there was any drama behind the scenes, because I thought it was really well done. But I mean, at the same point too, you never know what you could have. It's the same with the new Star Wars trilogy. There was a lot of the same type of drama behind that. The thing is, the swapping of writers.
The thing is that like if I looked at Frozen 2 just from like an objective type of standpoint, I probably could like nitpick the writing quite a bit and stuff. But because it was like very heavily fantasy and stuff, I think that's probably what drew me into like that movie so much, was that it had a very heavy emphasis on a lot of fantastical themes and stuff, and I love that stuff. I just love that type of stuff. I love fantasy and all that. So I probably enjoyed the movie more from that type of perspective, just because I was just having such a good time with the fantasy stuff in that movie. So,
and you know what does look like a really well thought out and well done movie? It's actually Pixar's new movie Soul. I think that movie looks very, very well thought out.
There's not
I'm very
enough
excited
that I've
for
seen
it.
of that movie to make me excited for it yet.
Really?
Yeah,
I agree with Josiah. Yeah,
Really?
I had a hard time. I love Pixar, and I really do trust them a lot. They have a great track record. But it wasn't even like I want to actively dislike the movie. I'm just like, I haven't seen enough to make me go like, oh, that looks good. Like it feels every time I watch the trailers for it, like the trailers all feel very disjointed, and like I don't know what I don't know what the angle they're going for is, and like I want to appreciate it, but it felt like it was like a fun like musician, like watching this guy like live his life and then kind of like go back over his life, and then they're like, nah, it's more like he dies right away and then he gets like a chance to come back. And I'm like, so is it all dog goes to heaven? Like what? Like, I don't know. It just, it felt like super like there's a lot of different ideas getting thrown about, and that felt confusing to me. But no, go ahead, Ben. Please.
Well, I think it's probably the most excited I've been about a Pixar movie in a while.
Really?
Yeah.
Interesting. See, that actually happens to me quite a bit, where Pixar will release like a trailer for one of their movies and stuff, and I don't get excited about it. But then when I actually go watch the movie, I'm like, wow, that was actually really good.
Absolutely.
That happens to me all the time with Pixar movies, and I don't know what it is, but their
trailers aren't great.
There's just something about Pixar's movie trailers that just don't grab me very well. And this happens all the time to me. It happened with Coco. It happened with Onward. It happened with a lot of their movies and stuff.
Yeah.
So, but usually when I go actually watch the movies, I am very impressed by them. So,
I loved Coco. I think Coco's fantastic.
Coco is probably one of my favorite Pixar movies, actually. It is so
it's
good.
Up there.
It's so good. Obviously,
I know what Ben's favorite is. The Good Dinosaur. Or Cars 2.
Yeah, there you go. That's a good one. That's a good one.
Pixar movie is Finding Nemo, actually.
That's a good one. It's a good one.
It's either Finding Nemo or Toy Story 3 or 4. Toy Story 3 and 4 are both interchangeable for me. I love them both. So
there's a lot of
Toy Story 3 is interchangeable with Toy Story 4, Ben.
Yes, I love them both.
Those are comparable movies.
I am saying they're comparable movies, Mike.
Everyone's entitled to their opinion, Ben.
That's right. And I think Inside Out is one of Pixar's worst. So
what?
Onward is like amazing. I love.
Are
Onward.
you out
Onward
of your mind, Ben? Did you see Cars 2, Ben?
Or not Onward? Brave. Brave is
okay.
Fantastic.
Don't get me started about that garbage.
Listen, I'm just saying, you're gonna say that Inside Out is one of their worst movies, and you're looking at things like Cars 2 and saying that, you are absolutely out of your mind.
Well, I mean, Cars 2 is terrible.
Cars 2 is so bad.
The whole Cars franchise is terrible.
It is.
Listen. Inside Out is actually a very well done movie, and it's an extremely well written movie that tackles some really difficult issues and did a great job of conveying emotions in a way that I think kids can understand.
Mike, I do want to say this. I've only seen Inside Out twice, and both times I watched it, I was a very different person.
Mike,
I think now.
Just remember this. Ben also hates Coco. So
what?
I don't hate Coco. No, that's not true.
No.
Oh
no.
I don't hate Coco.
No.
Hate is a very strong word. I would never use that to describe.
You
Coco.
said you did not like Coco when you went watching the theaters.
That's right. I did like it more the second time I watched it.
Oh, you did watch it the second time.
Yes, and I liked it more the second time. The first time I was half asleep, and I was on like my first date with my wife.
Dude, I almost.
So you had a miserable time on your first date with your wife?
Coco.
No, because we watched two other movies that I liked a lot before then, and it was just kind of like weird.
Oh yeah.
So,
yeah, you just told on yourself. She's gonna watch this later and be like, "Oh, okay."
No, the time with her was good. The time watching the movie, not as much.
I can't believe you, Ben. Oh, you make me so angry.
I think and another reason I think what made it worse was we had to sit through that Olaf animated short, which was so bad.
But I thought you liked Olaf, Ben.
I do like Olaf, but not in that animated short, Mike.
I'm not
that animated short is absolute trash.
Olaf can die.
But anyway, what I was trying to say about Inside Out is that I was a very different person when I watched it the first time. I think there's a lot of stuff that I've gone through now that I feel would make the movie a lot more relatable.
Like,
and I think I would enjoy
your feelings.
Yeah,
not being a sociopath.
Maybe
little things. It's
I think
maybe
that I would enjoy that more.
Like there's like the father son theme and stuff a little bit in there.
I think I would enjoy.
Now that Ben's a dad, maybe he would actually understand it better than
Papa Ben.
Yeah, Papa Ben.
There's a lot of stuff that has transpired since that movie came out, and that makes me think I would like it better because I saw it the year it came out.
Ben is just a deeper human being now, you know.
So deep.
He's a deeper human.
Deeper. Think
so
deeper.
Freaking deep. Ben is so deep.
He's so deep. He thinks
what is
Coco's
happening here, guys? What is happening here?
Oh man. I mean, I don't know. Like, I don't know. Like, is there anything that Pixar's coming out besides Soul? Because
Soul and Onward were their 2 movies this year, and they probably won't release another one for another 2 years or so.
Yeah,
what?
Soul and Onward were kind of their 2 things.
Mm-hmm.
I personally really like
Soul,
Onward.
I
love Onward. Onward gave me all the feels.
Onward is pretty good.
I love that movie. That's one of my favorite Pixar movies.
That's one of the few that I actually want to see a sequel to.
It's got a really good world and good lore, and I think they could build on that a lot. So
yeah,
I'd like to see more from that as well.
Oh, they also have a movie coming out called Luca.
Oh, yes, I did know about that. Luca. I think that's next year.
Yeah.
Well, Soul is coming out next year now too, right?
Nope, Christmas Day on Disney Plus.
Really?
Yep.
Oh. Is it going to be another one of those stupid things where they
No, they're not. I think they realized that Mulan didn't work for them that way, so they're releasing it just straight to Disney Plus.
Yeah.
You just
what
have to
I've heard a lot of now is that they could potentially be releasing most of their movies going forward on Disney Plus to like boost the sales on that.
You know what's not going to be on Disney Plus? Raya and the Last Dragon.
Well,
so we must go to the theaters and support it.
Unless you keep super spreading, and then we'll never get to go back to the theaters, Ben.
Well, so I'm the one to blame.
You're the reason theaters can't open up, Ben. Only
the theaters over here are open.
Well, theaters finally opened here, which is
well, that's fair.
And
I still got to go see frickin' Tenet. I haven't seen.
I also need to see Tenet, so we need to go see that.
We should definitely go see that.
I just don't want to be in the same theater as Ben.
But Josiah will hang out with me because he's not here
to
hanging out with friends. Remember?
Yeah.
Josiah cares about his friends.
I like hanging out with my friends. I love hanging out with Josiah.
Honestly, if I got COVID, I'd feel sorry for COVID. To be honest, so
that's fair. But I mean, you know,
is that like Chuck Norris?
Yeah, exactly.
Yep.
Josiah doesn't catch COVID.
I'll give COVID.
Yeah.
Hey man, you got your own self.
Man, if you can get it to just disappear, that'd be great.
Yeah, right.
No, I don't. That probably will be the case. Also, speaking really quick of Disney, something that like happened that I've heard nothing about. Shang-Chi has just finished filming.
Yeah.
Why haven't we heard anything about this movie?
It's been really under wraps.
No one cares about it.
Like
I do.
Nothing. They haven't said anything about it. Like this is supposed to be like a big deal.
I'm excited about it. But
I feel like I just don't understand. Like I feel like Disney has always been and Marvel's been so quick to hype their movies. We've heard more about Doctor Strange 2, which hasn't even started filming yet.
That's true.
We have.
I think it's because that ties into WandaVision, and a lot of people love those characters. They don't really know too much about Shang-Chi.
What do you know about Shang-Chi?
Captain Marvel came out.
Not much at all.
Tied to anything really, and they hyped the living crap out of that movie.
Yeah, they really did.
Well, I think they realized that at that point, not a lot of people cared a whole lot.
No.
But Shang-Chi, I think is a cool. I think Shang-Chi is a cooler character than Captain Marvel. Just from what I
do too.
What I've read.
So I want to figure out why they haven't talked about it. Like they're saying nothing. Like I haven't seen any pictures from the set. I haven't heard about any leaks from the set. Like I haven't heard.
Maybe they're just hesitant.
Yeah, I don't know. Like the whole vibe so far is so different than it was like with the whole Infinity War saga and stuff.
Yeah, it just it always felt like
comes
they
out
were
next
excited.
year.
Yeah, it's supposed to come out just after Black Widow. Like, and they've talked more about Eternals than they have Shang-Chi.
Because that was supposed to come out at the end of the year.
Yeah,
Eternals.
Mm-hmm.
pretty sure Eternals is supposed to come out in 2021.
It is now, but it was supposed to come out at the end of this year.
Because Shang-Chi was supposed to be scheduled for before.
Yeah, it was supposed to be Black Widow Eternals this year.
Yep. And then Shang-Chi next year.
Yeah, it's just weird. I don't know. It's just weird to me that we haven't heard anything about it at all. Like, and you would think that they would be like super hyped to like.
Even Eternals, they aren't really talking that much about.
No, we haven't seen any footage from it at all, and that's been done a lot longer.
Yeah,
according to them, So
I don't know. It's kind of weird.
Yeah, it does. It's an odd
state of things. What is going on? I don't know. Like, hold on a second here.
Marvel's in a strange state at this point.
It really is. Yeah. I don't know. Like, I just haven't seen a lot to get me super hyped for what Marvel's doing.
I think once we see a trailer for Shang-Chi, I think that'll be the kind of the telling factor.
Yeah,
maybe of whether people will get excited or not.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah, absolutely.
So,
I mean, Ben, if you got to go do your thing, go ahead and go take your break and do your thing.
We'll be right here when you get back. We won't abandon you.
Will you though, Mike?
It's fine. We did the podcast without you last week.
I'll be right back.
Yeah, the podcast last week was really lit, so
it's fantastic.
It really
Ben, please.
It was missing a valuable thing.
Put some pants on, Ben. So yeah, man. I don't know. I don't know. Marvel's in a weird spot like that, but I don't know. To me, it personally feels like DC is trying to take the helm and be like, you know what? Hey, we got all these movies ready to go. Yeah. And we're gonna do it like we're gonna do it. So I don't know. I'm lately been more excited for DC stuff, and I don't know. I just think you should give the DCEU another chance.
I mean, I enjoyed Man of Steel a lot. That's actually my favorite Superman movie that I've ever seen. I really like that movie.
That was like 5 years ago.
It was.
There's been a lot of things out since then.
Is there anything else that I like that the DCU has given us so far?
Didn't you like Shazam?
It was okay. I thought that it felt really Disney-fied to me. It felt like super like, oh, family, we're a family, woo, let's do this and stuff. And I don't know, it didn't really, I just didn't really like it that much. I don't know.
What are you doing, Josiah? You're killing me, man.
I like The Joker. The Joker is a fantastic movie. It's one of my favorite movies of all time. If they continue to make movies that are kind of in that type of I don't know, vibe, I guess I'd like those movies better probably. I think I don't know, I liked Aquaman. I enjoyed the heck out of Aquaman. Aquaman was a really good time.
Yeah.
So I don't know, like I'm a little mixed on the DCEU, but overall I don't have anything against the DCEU or anything.
I just don't understand some of the hate. I just don't get it. I just don't understand. It hurts my heart.
I don't know, man.
I put my heart out on a limb there and accepted Ben Affleck as Batman, and everybody was like, you know what? For your risk, for your willingness to change, here's a big heaping plate of mixed reactions.
Yeah. I don't know. That movie just maybe it was because it was coming out at the same time that a bunch of other Marvel movies were coming out, like Civil War and stuff. Yeah. And I don't know. But I don't know. My whole perspective on superhero movies is a little bit different now than it was in 2016. Anyway, like I'm a little bit burned out on superhero movies, to be completely honest. And
I can understand that.
I just find myself looking more for the unique movies out there that, more so than just like the average just blockbuster movies that are being put out there.
That's fair.
I don't know. I'm trying. I like to find the movies that most people don't really go watch to, and just because I don't know, I'm hungry for good stories, Yeah, and I feel like we just don't get that from blockbuster movies that much anymore. No, so yeah, like
we haven't gotten good stories for blockbuster movies for years.
For what? Wow. For blockbuster movies? Yeah. And that's I was telling Mike
like
that
really good stories.
I just don't get as excited about blockbuster movies anymore. I look for more of the unique movies, the smaller movies that people don't really care that much about or get super hyped about. those types of things. Like I love going to watch movies like The Lighthouse, those types of movies that are just so different and that they're just not the popcorn movies that a lot of people go watch and stuff. So,
and I honestly think that that's where the strength of cinema lies, is in movies like that, for sure.
Yeah.
So,
and that's why I like Denis Villeneuve, because he puts out movies that are, I guess you could say, blockbuster type movies, even though they don't do that well in theaters. But he does such a great job with the story. He puts so much depth into his movies, and there's just so much that you can consume in those movies. Like they're not just shallow movies with a bunch of explosions and visual effects and stuff. So
I don't know how much time we have left, but did you see that Denis signed on to direct a series with Jake Gyllenhaal? Like a TV
series?
I did see something about that.
Yeah.
Was there any information about what that series is about? Or
I don't think so. I just know that he signed on to direct with Jake Gyllenhaal as the lead, which is
love Jake Gyllenhaal. Oh my god!
If you coming in here, hot take coming in.
You don't like Jake Gyllenhaal, do you?
I don't like Jake Gyllenhaal.
Oh my gosh!
Yeah, I just don't get it, man. I just don't understand.
You need to watch Enemy.
Have you seen Enemy? Have you seen
That's
Prisoners?
what everybody tried to tell me. They're like, listen, you got to watch this one movie with him in it, and he's so good. I'm like, what about all the other movies?
Good.
Do you remember?
He's amazing, dude.
Do you remember the one movie we watched with him that was on Netflix?
Okay, come on.
What was that?
It was like
Buzzsaw. What was it called?
Velvet Buzzsaw.
Velvet Buzzsaw.
Why did you watch that?
Because it had Jake Gyllenhaal in it.
No, I mean it was a weird movie, and I was like, you know what, that looks like a weird movie. I'm down with watching weird movies. So
me and Josiah were like, listen, we'll check this out, and he was like, dude, Jake Gyllenhaal is fantastic.
No, Jake Gyllenhaal is fantastic.
You're gonna have your mind blown.
Absolutely fantastic.
And Jake Gyllenhaal is now paired with Denis twice in both Prisoners and an Enemy, and
Prisoners
I know they're
so
good together.
Too. Watch Prisoners if you haven't watched Prisoners yet, Mike. I know you haven't watched Prisoners yet. You need
to watch that movie.
Why would you say that I haven't watched it yet?
Because you told me you didn't watch it.
Oh, yeah. That's...
I also know you haven't watched it, but Hugh
Ben,
Jackman.
You don't know nothing about me. You don't know me, Ben.
Hugh Jackman and Jake Gyllenhaal are great.
Jake Gyllenhaal hasn't cracked my shell of
Have you watched Nightcrawler?
No.
Watch these movies,
Nightcrawler.
Mike.
Nightcrawler is fantastic. No, it is so good. It is.
That's what I've heard, but I don't want to watch it though.
Mike, watch these movies.
Have you watched Source Code?
I think so.
Okay.
It had Jake Gyllenhaal in it. See, it makes me actively not want to watch certain movies. That's how it is.
You're missing out on so many good movies.
Have you watched Zodiac?
People are like,
Zodiac?
I've seen
Zodiac is so good.
But it wasn't because of Jake Gyllenhaal that made him good.
It does have a good ensemble cast, but
you know
still.
Yeah, it does.
Nothing beats Brokeback Mountain, to be honest.
Dude, that's Jake Gyllenhaal's shining star in his career.
That's what this is about. You and Ben watching Brokeback Mountain together. I get it now.
For the boys.
All bros should watch Brokeback Mountain together. I'm just saying.
That's fair.
It's not called Brokeback Mountain for nothing.
No,
why do I even come here with you guys?
I don't know.
I don't listen.
Didn't you like him in Spider-Man: Far From Home?
No.
Oh,
wow.
It was Jake Gyllenhaal. I was like, I'm glad to see Mysterio, but it's Jake Gyllenhaal.
He was so good in that. He was like the best part of that entire movie.
Oof.
He was. He was
biggest oof energy.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, no, dude. It's Jake Gyllenhaal. It's either active dislike or indifference.
I love you, but sometimes you just really disappoint me.
The more Mike speaks, the more disappointed and frustrating I'm getting at this point.
Listen, Ben, I'm pretty sure that your corona flaring up again.
Next time, he's going to say he doesn't like Denis. And then
I love Denis Villeneuve. I've done nothing but support and praise Denis Villeneuve.
But you guy who hasn't watched Prisoners
or Enemy.
Well, if Jake Gyllenhaal wasn't in those movies, I'd probably watch them.
Okay, but sometimes you got to take the good with the bad. And even if you don't like Jake Gyllenhaal, you should still watch them because they're Denis Villeneuve movies. And
it's true.
Enemy is actually like one of his best movies.
Enemy is insane. I love it.
It is such a fantastic movie.
I just don't want to watch
complete mind F, let me tell you.
Yeah, it really is. It really is. I finished watching that movie and I was like, I don't know what I just watched, but I loved it.
Yeah, exactly.
It was like The Lighthouse. I felt the same way after watching The Lighthouse.
I love movies that do that to me. I love
That's
movies that at the end it's just like a big WTF. I love those types of movies.
The end of the light. I don't know if you've seen The Lighthouse, Mike, but the end of The Lighthouse is freaking wild.
I have not
same
seen
thing with Midsummer. Midsummer did the same thing.
Yes. Oh my goodness. The
Like
end
at
of
the end of that
was
movie,
just
I was like, "What the hell did I just watch?"
The movie's out of control.
it really is.
Did
The
you
whole
watch
movie,
Midsummer, Mike?
it was crazy.
Oh my gosh, the movie is so insane.
It is.
I'm like, why is this happening right now?
And see this, but that's the thing, Mike. Is this is what I think is going to keep. These are where this is where the originality in Hollywood is, and there's so few people that support movies like this and care to watch movies that are different or are going to make them think outside the box or even going to make them go WTF at the end.
Yeah,
and I think that's the most special stuff is that stuff that barely anybody watches, and it's just because it's crazy.
Yeah. Honestly, we should talk more about those types of movies here on the show than the stupid ass blockbuster movies and stuff. Like
as long
I don't
as
know.
Jake Gyllenhaal isn't in them, I'll talk about.
Mike, you need to broaden your horizons. you dislike like Jake Gyllenhaal is one of those people that enjoys being in movies like this, and actually is and it's like Robert Pattinson. They're in movies like the weird.
Jake Gyllenhaal really doesn't do too many like popcorn blockbuster movies.
Oh, Spider-Man: Far From Home was one of his bigger movies he's done.
Like most of the movies he does are more like the unique type. Yeah,
that was a while ago.
That was a while ago.
Like, what, 2010 or 11 or something?
That was
Listen,
10 years ago.
Josiah's over here still talking about Man of Steel. I'm allowed to talk about
Man of Steel is an incredible movie.
It is an incredible
movie. It is
great.
Incredible.
It's a great movie.
Love it. I
miss blockbusters like that. We need Zack Snyder back.
Snack Snyder?
Snack Snyder.
Have you seen Donnie Darko?
Yeah.
That's another classic Jake Gyllenhaal movie.
But I also didn't like
another
really weird movie.
But also Jake Gyllenhaal was in it, and I didn't like it as much.
Oh my gosh. October Sky? Haven't you seen October Sky?
That
was such a freaking classic, dude.
Wasn't a fan. I liked
October
Sky.
I remember being just a kid, and that movie inspired the crap out of me as a kid, dude.
I liked the movie. I was like, I don't like this guy that's acting in this.
Like, my
gosh. The main character. Even as a kid, I didn't like it. I just couldn't do it.
Man.
Listen,
dude.
I'm just saying. Some people just don't do it for me.
Man.
The only person that I feel like that about, I'm pretty sure, is Mark Wahlberg. I think he's the only person I can think of where I just actively dislike him in every single thing he's in, pretty much.
Mm-hmm.
It's so weird. I'm not like a huge fanboy of Mark Wahlberg or anything, but I don't like. He was in the worst movie I've ever seen, which was Pain and Gain.
Okay, do you know what? There's actually one other actor that.
There's one other actor for me too. I want to hear who yours is.
Jennifer Lawrence.
What?
Poor J-Law, dude.
I can't stand Jennifer.
What?
Oh my gosh, she annoys the living daylights out of me.
What?
Yeah. Yep. Never. Ever since Hunger Games, like I didn't even like her in Hunger Games. She annoyed.
Oh my gosh.
And then like she just got more annoying every single year.
You guys aren't allowed to come at me about Jake Gyllenhaal anymore. This dude's over here talking about J-Law. Like, listen, that woman is.
Have you seen Silver Linings Playbook? It's so good.
It's so good.
So good.
Oh my gosh.
Winter's Bone.
I mean, okay. Winter's Bone as a movie was pretty decent, but she still annoyed me. She's still annoyed.
Wow.
Oh my gosh. This guy. Listen, I don't want to hear it from you guys anymore about this Jake Gyllenhaal business. And he's over here hating on J-Law. But I can't wait to hear Ben's take.
Yeah, let's hear what Ben has.
Here we go.
So the other actor that I just can't stand seeing is
Buckle up, everybody.
Matt Damon.
Oh my gosh. Oh my
Matt Damon.
I can't take Matt Damon seriously in like anything he is in.
Matt Damon. The other half of Ben Affleck.
Yes.
Yeah.
Literally his life partner.
Yes.
Guy that's been in like the Bourne Identity franchise.
Yes.
Yeah. Why do you hate Jason Bourne so much, Ben?
Yeah.
I've never liked the Bourne movies.
What?
Frick?
What?
Dude, they're so good.
I don't want to hear it from you guys anymore. Listen. You don't get to
I like Matt Damon.
You guys don't get
throw
to
me in the same camp as Ben
or Ewan McGregor or Jake Gyllenhaal when Ben's throwing Matt Damon under the bus. And J-Law,
that's just not acceptable.
You guys are both out of control. You know what?
I'm fine.
I feel like we have completely ruined the credibility of this podcast by talking about our hot takes on actors and actresses.
It's okay, just I can cut it all out, right?
Yeah, we'll just edit the whole. Like there'll just be like a gap. We'll be like, speaking of actors, yeah.
Oh man.
Listen, you know what, Ben?
Today has been a time, boys.
It's been a day now that I know that Ben doesn't like Matt Damon.
No. Wow. Well, that's a depressing note to end this podcast on. But
no, the depressing note is that you don't like Jennifer Lawrence and Mike doesn't like Jake Gyllenhaal. That's the really depressing note.
I think a lot of people understand me. I think a lot of people get it.
Do they though?
Yeah, I think so.
I don't
know.
Did you watch Velvet Buzzsaw? If you watch Velvet Buzzsaw, I think you'd get it.
No, I mean Jake Gyllenhaal was actually really good in that movie.
In what movie?
I'm not surprised.
Velvet Buzzsaw.
Did we watch the same movie?
Yeah.
No, we didn't watch.
Jake Gyllenhaal has never cashed in a bad performance.
Never.
You are absolutely.
He's a legend.
Out of it. No.
I'd be happy if Jake Gyllenhaal was my dad. I'm just saying.
Did you even watch The Prince of Persia?
Dude, he's not even bad in that movie.
No, he's not. He's like
he plays a Persian.
I never said that it wasn't white. I never said it wasn't a whitewashing incident.
I didn't say anything about whitewashing. I said he played a Persian with a British accent.
Did he actually have a British accent in that movie?
Yes.
I gotta watch it again. I don't know about that.
Okay, look, that was like 10 years ago, and I was just like,
hey man, I was a kid when I saw that, and I saw it in IMAX, and I loved it. So that's.
Yeah. The only thing I loved in that movie.
I was a stupid teenager when that came out.
Was Ben Kingsley, because he's like one of the best
legend,
villains ever.
Dude.
Oh, Ben Kingsley.
That man is just fantastic. A legend.
Yeah, he's one of the best villains in that movie ever, because he's just a stone cold. Like he's just like, just slit this dude's throat, and he pulls like an Among Us as soon as somebody susses him. He's just like dead. So I don't know.
Wow.
Listen.
Well,
like I said, listen, people. Everybody has different takes on different things. As long as you try to only agree with Ben on about 30% of the things he thinks, you're doing good in life.
I mean, Ben Kingsley was amazing in Iron Man 3. I'm just saying.
Yeah, well, that was
Iron Man 3 is amazing.
It is. It's a great movie. It's a great movie.
It is the best Iron Man movie.
It is. The
best Iron Man movie.
Yeah.
All right, well, we need to stop before Mike just has like a seizure or something.
The best Iron Man movie. You know what the best Iron Man movie is? How about this one? Iron Man, the first one. The one that
was a good one too. That was a good one too.
Don't get me wrong. The first Iron Man is the best origin movie.
You cannot say that Iron Man 3 is the best Iron Man movie.
I just
did. It develops his character the best.
Even Civil War was better than Iron Man 3 as an Iron Man movie.
Dude, Civil War is one of the worst. Amazing. Civil War is one of the worst Marvel movies ever made.
What?
All right.
What?
All right.
Ben, you can't say things like that.
I just did.
Listen, guys. This is obviously a joke.
How about I say something that brings us together? Okay. Avengers: Age of Ultron is terrible, and the worst Avengers.
What?
I also don't agree with you on that.
Just say that?
You are wrong.
Oh my gosh, Ben!
So wrong, Ben.
On.
Get out of here, Ben. Get out of here, Ben. We brought you back after you got corona, tried to infect us.
You know what will bring us together here? You know what will bring us together here? Blue whales are amazing.
Yes.
There we go.
Blue whales are amazing.
There we go. All right.
Just remember that you need like 125 to crush that beetle.
They're a little arrogant, but it's okay. For the most part, they're pretty amazing.
We're the biggest. We're the biggest.
We're the biggest.
Blue whales are beautiful creatures.
But we're endangered somehow, even though we're so big.
Yeah.
They're endangered because there's... All right, I won't get into it, but...
Yeah, it's better that you don't. No, listen. Blue whales are awesome. I love blue whales. I think we can agree on that. I think that's a positive thing.
Blue whales will always bring humanity together.
Everyone, go out and save the blue whales. I don't know how you do it. Jump in the water with them. Swim with them.
Put on your beetle armor. Put on your
beetle armor so they can't crush you. But make sure that you go out there.
Don't forget your beetle armor.
Also, if you have the beer bug, if you have corona, do not swim with the whales.
Please don't swim with the whales.
Don't be a super spreader and try to get the whales sick like Ben does.
That's right.
I think we can all agree on that. I think even Ben can agree on that.
If I was a super spreader, then yes, I would agree with that.
Keep your diseases away from the whales.
Just keep yourselves away from the whales.
Keep Ben away from the whales. Don't let Ben go near whales.
Just keep humanity away from the whales, and
Ben
we'll be better
off. SeaWorld, please go out of your way to call the police and stop Ben from being at SeaWorld.
That's right.
You cannot be near
Ben at SeaWorld. Tackle him.
Tackle him. Drag him out of there. Scream at him the whole time about how wrong he is about the MCU.
You don't want to know the rest of my MCU hot takes.
Oh man, they
listen.
They
We'll save it for another week so that we can get more people, so we don't lose our entire listening base.
Anyway, with that being said, oh my gosh,
this has been a wild one.
It's been a great episode. It's been fun. Somehow we still come up with stuff to talk about even when it's a slow week, and that's awesome. So with that being said, thank you so much everyone for watching this podcast or listening to it or whatever you do to enjoy this podcast. We appreciate it a lot. And if you guys would please consider leaving a review for this podcast on Apple Podcasts or wherever else that you watch this podcast. That really helps out the show and everything else. So if you guys could do that, that'd help a lot. With that being said, we will talk to you all next week, and stay away from Ben.
Have a nice day.